Are you being financially abused? Now, here's a reality. Financial abuse is very common, but talking about finances is often taboo, right? So people feel a lot of shame already around their finances. So people also feel a lot of shame around abuse and around broken relationships. Now put that together, and you can see how financial abuse can be debilitating for some people to talk about. And if they don't talk about it, they can't get help with it. So I want to go over some of the common ways that you might be feeling financially abused, or you might be being financially abused, so that we can address it. My name is Michele Paiva. I'm a trauma therapist and finance therapist. If you want coaching or if you want some free resources, I have plenty of those, so go ahead in the description box below and let's connect. But for now, let's talk about financial abuse and ways that you might be being taken advantage of and abused. One of the most common ways that people are financially abused is they are constantly being criticized for their financial decisions. For instance, you might be criticized for the way you cut coupons or the way you don't, or you might be criticized for your grocery shopping or the clothes that you wear or the gifts that you give to friends and family, the items that you buy for yourself, the bank that you use, the car that you drive, the house that you rent or purchase. It is endless. So someone who is criticizing the way you spend your money or anything in the realm of your finances is potentially abusing you. They're definitely criticizing you. Criticizing every financial decision or even some financial decisions that you make is not appropriate. There is a difference between someone helping you and someone criticizing you. Someone who is criticizing you is doing so to make you feel down about yourself, and that is not helpful in any way, shape, or form. So note that someone who is criticizing your financial decisions is trying to oppress you or push you back. A hidden way that someone might be financially abusing you is by buying you generous gifts. Now, hear me out on this. This happens often with a narcissist or a toxic person or any manipulator. They tend to shower their victim with generous gifts, compliments, and things that make them feel really good and that make you think that they're a big spender or that they're really into you. And what they're doing, often publicly, is making sure that you look like that you are not grateful when they start to abuse you. Because if you start to complain about someone who has treated you so well on the surface, you're going to look like the one who is just not grateful or that you don't appreciate them. And that is a form of financial abuse. That's also a very different type of abuse as well, but that is definitely financial abuse. So watch out for people who start love bombing you, and that's what all of that is called, love bombing. So if someone is doing so much so quick and really trying to manipulate you and control you by the things that they purchase, then that is love bombing. Another way that you might be financially abused is when someone is making a financial decision that's really big without your input, and you should be giving your input in that. So when someone is dismissing you and making you feel like your opinions and your financial well-being does not matter to them and that only their decisions matter, that is a form of financial abuse, and you might have experienced that as well. This goes hand in hand with collaboration. So if someone is not collaborating with you on financial issues, if they're not having discussions, if you're not included, if you don't know where the money is or how to get into accounts and so forth, if you're really being extracted from those decisions and alienated from them, that is also a form of financial abuse, and you need to switch that around very quickly because you can be very vulnerable in that position. Hand in hand with this is someone who is hiding money, or they're actually taking funds out of your accounts or assets away from you. So you have to be very cognizant because what you don't know could very much hurt you. Now, this next one is actually a throwback to the generosity love bombing, and that is when someone is using money to impress other people. So maybe they're not love bombing you at all, but maybe they always have to be the big spender and they are overspending. So what they're doing is they're using money as a way to build their status, and it's probably your money, or at least partially your money. So you have to be very cognizant of, is the person that you're with or the person that's connected to you in some way using and abusing money, which in turn will affect your finances and your financial security. And this next one really ties into a lot of the other ones that I talked about, and that is controlling the purse strings or the wallet strings. Is the person that is in your life, whether it be a partner, a parent, a child, a relative, anyone who's in your life, is that person controlling the purse strings? Are they controlling so much of what you can and can't spend that it is making you feel like you are vulnerable and without any different options? And without options, how can you get ahead? How can you be financially secure? And those are the types of things that can really bring a lot of shame, and that shame can spiral into depression and anxiety. And just having financial struggles alone can give you that, but also having the financial struggles and all of the stress that that brings, plus all the psychological struggles and all of the stress that that brings, then the shame of that relationship isn't really as good as you think it is or as good as other people think it is. That's a lot of shame going on. Now, I only gave you an overview of each one of these, but I'm going to expand on all of them in other videos. But I need you to subscribe so that we stay connected. And also, again, I have in the description below ways to connect and free resources. And now I have another video for you.